Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Gotta relax.
This is Earth Radio. And now here's human music.
Human music. I like it.
Well, hello. I suppose it's about time for us to get to work, huh? All right, then. Howdy. It's me, Void Strummer. How y'all doing? I'm doing all right, and I am ready to play. Yeah, I think so. We'll see how it goes. Hi. Let's see here. I'm connected to. Am I still connected? There we go. I just wanted to do some sketching to start things out, just kind of easing back into it, getting my feet under me. Let's see. I think this guy is probably in reasonably good shape. I think maybe I want to make this eye bigger. I don't know. I feel like I've been a little wonky about these. They were coming out real easily at first, and then I think I started getting in my own head a little bit as I designed more and more of them. And I started sort of like designing several at once, and then thinking a lot about like, well, what else can I promote up, and is like, do I think is ready to turn into a final color character? And I don't know. I feel like my approach is somewhat jumbled at the moment, but I'm trying not to let myself sit and kind of like pontificate about the the work rather than do it. I don't know if that what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to make my focus action, and certainly there's time for thinking, but if I'm just sitting here staring at everything going like, well, what's the deal? I feel like I can get as much for my time by doing the work while I ponder what the deal is, and allowing the experience of doing the work to lead to more work rather than to sort of like worry that I'm on exactly some unknown perfect track. But I just find that I've become more fretful about them. Maybe because I offered them up as NFTs, and I'm super grateful to our first collector on this project. But it's been very slow over the holidays overall. So I don't know if like commercializing them sort of started making other sort of tracks in my brain or connections in my brain start firing and going, well, okay, now you have to consider whether or not anybody thinks they're worth anything. Before I was just doing them because I liked them. So maybe there's some stymieing coming from that. I think it's worth thinking over. All right, what are we doing here? We've got this. Let's just take this layer we have already and liquefy it. I don't know. I feel like I should do more with the eye here. I feel like the eye is kind of just like underperforming in the design. And I want it to be more dominant. And then, I'll just sort of sketch around here and see if I can find a more distinct expression or a format for the character. There's only so much you can do for the expression in symmetry, but I just really like drawing in symmetry. It's fun for me. It's satisfying. It often leads to surprises for me. So, I accept the limitations along with what I see as the fun parts are. But it does, while we're in this stage of the design, it does sort of limit the kind of expression we can get out of a character. Still, limitations lead to all kinds of fun discovery. So I think I'm good with that. Let's see here. Another thing I think about sometimes, they're doing like really simple outlines and then running them through different sort of distortion matrices, maybe some randomly chosen strokes of distortion in different directions to generate outlines and inspiration for the basis for new future characters. Thinking about different ways to create the seeds of design from unexpected sources or from systems that, with simple sets of rules that can lead to unexpected or fun outcomes. I'm interested in that sort of like getting surprised by the system type of work. And it certainly motivates a lot of my effort with respect to procedural systems. It's like, hey, this thing surprised me. Like it has the power. If it has the power to surprise me, then I feel like it's often a success for a procedural system. So like I like to do the bespoke work, but I do it more for relaxation, I think, than I do for my primary creative outlet. I want to I want to keep designing, like I'm certainly have a lot of work to do to realize, like the full breadth of possibilities in the world of character design, and to sort of try everything I've ever thought of. So there's room to grow there. And I don't want that to like slip out the back door while I'm working on other concepts and ideas with that involve a lot more code and a lot more fiddling with systems, but we do have to get to that eventually. So let's see. I feel like this dude may have improved considerably since we started here. Let's I like him a lot better, so let's do that. And then oh yeah, much preferred. See, that was worth the time. That's the kind of thing I'm trying to get into my head. Like, okay, when is it worth the time to get in here and do a pass on a character to take them to a little bit further? Where's the Mason-Dixon line? Because I don't have a ton of patience for anything. So, like, what's the right amount of time to invest to get an outcome that feels complete and genuine and enjoy that I can enjoy for myself, and that perhaps another individual can enjoy as well. Let's see here. This is my take on a beholder. It's not done. I want to do sort of a different type of eye for each of these orbs here, and then I'll do something more interesting with the lighting. And this series has been sort of like stickers. They have like a sticker-like quality. Oh, I just realized the very first one, I did not put the drop shadow in the first one. I think that started with the second one. That's funny. I thought I had those on every single one. Yeah, it's on every one since.
I like it.
Anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but that's not important. What is important is that we get over to some procedural work. Let's do that now. All right. I'll continue to work on these as time permits. It's good for like, kicking it on the couch kind of movie watching time. Hey, Max. All right. We have some new material. Well, we had some materials I downloaded from Batman yesterday. I should probably get those out and start seeing what he's got in there. Let's see here. Let's head into Oops. So I'm just grabbing this window here and thinking about where I need to go to get the files that I'm going to need to work with here. Let's grab this and plop it over here. What's going to be in downloads probably. I do not like how it saves the window position and then just sends it flying wherever. It's not good. It's not good. I don't like it. I need to change it. But I will forget before I get a chance. So that's a whole deal that we got to work with there. Control J. There we go. Ink stem mats. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. And I believe I can switch back to here. Yeah. All right. So we'll fire up Blender. And then ink stem mats. We need to put that in a directory. I've just been experimenting with using Python to generate arcs and different types of curves in Blender. Just getting my head around how the API works for that. And so all this does is add more arcs that are all on the ground plane. The next step for this project is to be able to find a particular point along the arc, and there's nothing straightforward. There's no straightforward way to do that in Blender, and yet it is something that I very much want to do. So I shall have to come up with a strategy for that. In the meantime, let's see. I have these materials from Batman here. Let's see. These are all for the stem. Okay, this is. When did this come in? Because I need these to be like in a scene. I wonder, do I have a scene for this? We might have to work on another aspect of the scene. That's fine because there's plenty of other things that need to be done. But I was hoping to get the stuff in from Batman while we were hanging out here today. So Batman, do I have a? Okay, inky stem mats. Let's see. Is this one ink stem mats? Yeah. Okay, so that's just the materials. Presumably, I'd have to set them all up. I'm going to ask him if he has them set up. Just have him send me the blend file, please. Oh, or maybe I'll write an importer or something like that. But I'm not going to do that right now on this program. Anyway, let's go to open, and I will find some other Mildude's work for us to do. Source ink caps integrating legacy environments .blend. That sounds about right from where I left off. Okie dokie. So when I last worked on this project, I'm gonna need my tools over here. Get my tool belt out in the form of VLC. VLC? No. VSC, Visual Studio Code, which is Microsoft's free IDE coding environment, integrated development environment, which supports many languages, including Python. So I'm using it as my Python editor here. I could use PyCharm. I've used that for some other things. I could use the integrated editor in Blender here, but I'm going with this. I'll put it down here actually, so you guys can see what I'm up to. I just copy paste stuff back and forth. It's not a super sophisticated setup. So the last time I worked on this, I fixed a bunch of stupidness that had come from integrating our new components into the old scene. So let's see, what did we fix? I think it outputs like, okay, we don't have a mustache in yet. I don't know if I know where the mustache stuff is off the top of my head. Let's just run the script we have here though, and see what it's set up to do right now. Okay. Yeah, okay. So something we don't have set up at all is anything to vary the caps. So we can get quite a variety of these mushroom stems. Now the stems you're seeing here are right now they're kind of a mishmash of a lot of different stuff. We haven't gone back to revisit or edit the mixes yet, or the inputs. So it's kind of all over the place, but it's producing some fun stuff. I don't know if it produces enough variety for my taste. I've got a kind of an interesting system built here where I might as well explain it since we're on a live stream, and the point is to disseminate information about extremely niche topics. So let's do that. Here's all the shape keys that the stem can express. And you can turn on as many as you want, but if they add up to more than one, things don't line up properly. So the key is they need to add up to no more than 1.0 in terms of total weight, so that the average what is the term of displacement from the original shape. So the original shape is actually, let's just do it this way. Just comment that out and read. So the scene gets reset here, and that's just Z's out a bunch of distortions and a bunch of shape keys across the whole scene, including on the stem here. Okay, so each of these shape keys in the stem will pull in the features. So the eyes will get mounted roughly in the correct place for the eye sockets and so forth. And then these get mixed and matched. But what it does, I think it's worked pretty well, even for this effectively random selection of shape keys. Like they weren't designed to go together, but they do in this system. So it says, okay, like I'm going to do 3 of these things. It says, I think I got it set between like 2 and 5 possible selections. And it's going to pick that many at random. And then it's just going to vary a little bit around the edges so that it still adds up to 1. So a little more for F, a little less for P, All right. And then, the even split for A, since it's chosen 3 in this case. And it gives you an interesting range between some that are a little too vague when you're mixing too many of the different shape keys. But in this range, like that 2 to 5 range, there are some fun combinations that can occur. I'm not actually sure if it was worth the time to have it create sort of these imbalances here. I think they could be interesting in some situations, but I'm more interested in building the system, and I didn't really take a ton of time to go back and validate whether or not this is a better approach. But as you can see, it's generating some fairly reasonable solutions, but often the cap is in the way, which is just, so far, it's kind of unavoidable. I don't worry about it that much. We just exclude bad grows, bad fleshes from the collection. We don't offer them, so we edit them before they get to the wild. But we all, on the other hand, my goal is still to maximize the usability of all of the elements that come out of the system. So let's add some capability to the cap. I think that's how we go and do this. Let's see. So this is Python stuff. We have like an open recent here. Hold on a second. It would be very nice to have a separate computer for client work. I have been saying to myself for years, but one of them is invariably superior, and I always end up wanting to use that one for everything. That's a me problem, though. No, there's no client work here, but just got to be careful. Okay, so import shape key, save selected. Generate ink cap mildewed indev 01. That looks familiar. Is this the correct version of this script? Let's find out. Somebody's noodling around in here. What is that? Somebody crazing around in the back of my office. I don't know what they're doing. All right. Wake calm. All right. Hey, here we go. Hey. Oh, I'm not on the comments. Sorry about that. Hey, Sketch. Welcome. Nice to see you, bud. I'm doing all right. Low key getting this taken care of. Adding more features to the system. So let's see. Generate ink cap mildews. And you just need to get some senses to whether or not this is the same version of my script here. It's looking a little suspicious because I have these scrub tools here in this version that are not in this version. So, oh goodness gracious. I'm just going to have to create a new one that stems off of here. So let's go new file, Python, save. I'll just do this. Just paste it in there. Save. And then, oh, goodness gracious. I got to figure out where this goes. Come on now. Let's get this done. No. There we go. Mildews. Call this 04. And then also, let's grab. Make sure we have all of that. Okay. And then just to make sure that I am pointed at the correct directory here. This looks right. Yeah, here we go. There's a bunch of different mildewed scripts. I can open 3 here. Make sure that this looks like the right one, because I believe it should be. Scroll all day. I haven't broken this code out into any kind of a broader structure because it's too soon. Like, I need it all just right here while I figure it out. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I got distracted by some stupid ad that popped into. There's like, and my door keeps opening and closing. I keep like, what? It's like the ghost in the mirror. You just put your head up. Like, what was that? The creature, the demon creature, is behind you as you bend down to finish cleaning your sink. To be honest, been sleeping 18 hours a day since Christmas. Really, just dropping by to say hi. Well, hello, my friend Sketch. Glad you could drop by and say hi, sir. Get some sleep. Okay, let's see. Let's close this so that the ads don't catch my eye again. ADD in ADD land. Ads in ADD land. All right. So let's see. I am properly displaying now everything I need to display. Okay, so this is the correct version of the script. And, or almost. That's okay. We're going with this one anyway. And what I want to do is start including the cap stuff. So we need to reset the scene. Boink. And let's see here. So currently the cap is linked to the stem via an overcomplicated system that I will spare you a detailed description of. Take care, Sketch. We'll see you soon. Be well. But it's driven in such a way that the cap is otherwise free to be manipulated by whatever else we have handy. So I think what we got to do is maybe put a lattice around the cap. Okay, well, I could just import it from the previous version of the scene. The Primordia version, the last one. I mean, that makes a mess, but it also gets things done quicker. So let's at least take a look at that option by opening up the previous scene. While we're waiting for that, I was taking some Vietnam era photography and running it through some style transfers. And I came up with some, I don't want to say fun images because that's not the right way to describe it. But certainly some visually impactful images. I don't know. They feel meaningful is not the right word, but engaging. I think because we're borrowing the rhythm and hues from these artists of these other paintings, and it's created a allows us to just like stand on their shoulders to at least generate an image that content wise and compositionally has strengths that are hard to describe, and yet the image draws the eye and compels interest, and then taking those artistic styles and finding some synergy there or some contrast there, I think is it's like a hack. It's like a brain hack to generate interest. So the helicopter becomes just like a little candy swirl in this version. Kind of wild. All right. Well, that's enough of that for the moment. Tangentially related. So we're going to open up the. That's not at all what we need there. Going to open up the scene here. See file. Open recent. So do we have? No, it's not on the list. We need to get the last version. Chill Mushroom Bros, source. Sip here. And what the heck is this thing called? Primordia 01 and version 6 blend. I believe this is the final version of the last system. So what we have here is we've got this lattice. We got all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. So we've got the lattice here, and is there? I mean, this version has a separate gill. It's okay. So the whole thing seems to be mounted to the gill, and then there's just a lattice. All right, so maybe I just bring the lattice in, and we do a little surgery to the scene otherwise, but it might be as simple as that. So what's this thing called? It's called cap lattice, unsurprisingly. I'll append Chill Mushroom Bros source Primordia 01, Primordia 6. Excuse me. I guess I can go object cap lattice, and that should get me everything I care about. Now, there is an issue here where
Gotta relax.
things are huge for some reason. And I haven't worked out why exactly that is. And what else did this just import? Because this looks like this imported kind of a hierarchy. Looks like the stem lattice that the cap lattice is mounted to. So that's a bit concerning, right? Because it replaced the stem lattice I had there before. Because it kind of looks like it did. Oh, no, it didn't. It's just that one is teeny tiny. Okay. So one way to handle this, I guess, is to just, we could get this to match and then reset all the transforms. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. Layout.
I like it.
So let's scale this down. GZ down to here. Scale. GZ down to here. Scale. This, I wonder if there's like an exact scale factor that I should actually be trying to hit. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be too concerned about it right now. Let's just go Alt Z for see-through. I think that's like a foliage screen there. I don't think I need to be seeing it though. So foliage caster. Yeah, you don't need to be visible in the scene right now. Okay, now then. There we go. So I guess since this object that I've got grabbed right now and the object I'm lining up with are actually come from the same source, if I just line these up reasonably there, then the relationships are at least preserved. And then I think I can just delete that one, but I don't want to do that because it ends up deleting a bunch of other stuff that I care about. Let's take this guy. Parent, this is the cap lattice that everything ties into. And it has some shape keys on it. I think that's the only reason I'm doing this, is to hopefully it has more than 2 to make it worth my time. But oh well, practice. Let's see. Let's clear parent and keep transform and get rid of this one. And then that gets rid of that plate that was there as well. Move this down to encompass this cap actually surprisingly well, shockingly well, since it was not designed with this one in mind. And let's take a look at the cap lattice here. No, it has one shape key. It's totally worth my time. That's okay. Set that to 0. And now I think I can just hook this up here. Weird how you can make a system yourself and then not have any idea how it works from time to time. Lattice. Grab cap lattice there, and that should be linked now. So now when I adjust, okay, so these have bends and stretches installed as well. So that's actually probably going to save me a fair amount of time. Okay, it's a little low there. That's fine. Okay, this is going to add a non-trivial amount of variety to the generator, which I always enjoy. I haven't worked on the caps much at all, but I got some really good stuff from Batman the last couple of days, actually, of him organizing the different materials for the ink caps. So the sooner I can get this stuff set up, the sooner I can get those in. Okay. So we got the bends and the stretches. Now we got to look at the code and enable that stuff. So let's see, reset caps and gills. That's not what we need to do right now. We need to go here to cap and gills. Okay, so this is the stripped down code. We need to go look at the final code from the old scene, which is here. Scripting, and then let's just go lift the function that handles this, which is here. A little too much. There we go. We'll just slide that in where cap and gills was. Now we don't use CMB random seed in that way anymore, so we'll just eliminate those calls. Okay, now all of the underlines in yellow are telling me things that aren't defined in the program. where they need to be. So I can go and take a look at those. And fortunately, I have all those definitions set up here. Just not all of them are enabled because not all the items are in the scene, and that would cause an error when I tried to run the script. So putting the things in piece by piece.
Alrighty then. So what we gonna do is we gonna get into here, assign and manipulate cap material. And we're not gonna do that yet. We're going to go to each one of these 0 key blocks.
That just resets all of the different keys, all the different possible blend shapes. So I learned how to get in and manipulate those individually, which is really, really handy. I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of the possibilities. But in any case, cap object SK. So we need to hook a bunch of this stuff up here. And we need to make sure it's in the scene at the same time. So cap deform origin object. I'm pretty sure that is not in the scene. Another thing I want to do is reset the transforms on this. So Control A. That just makes it so that, like, as far as this object is concerned, it's at 0. It's in the center of the world, and it's at its normal scale, and everything else is sort of normalized for it. And that way we can have some. It's more predictable when you go to like multiply scales of objects together, for example, or you have them linked to one another. I find that more often than not, I want the starting point for every object to be its native, or to think it's that's its native scale. This is intuitively what has worked for me so far. Okay, so whoa. Oh, that's right. This is a different scene. It's a different scene, different stuff going on. And this thing is just in the way no matter what scene it's in. So just let's leave it, shall we? Okay. All right. Back in the scene I'm interested in. So we got to look and see. Oh, yeah. I wanted to see where cap deform origin it lives. I think it might actually be.
Gotta relax.
You know what? I'll just get it. I was like, can I pick it from among the garden of black twigs in my scene here? Is it? I keep thinking I've seen it. Anyway, so let's just go to stem deform origin here. Okay, so that actually lives at the bottom of the scene. That kind of surprises me. Oh, that's stem deform origin. Not that. No. Cap deform origin is what we're after, though. So cap gills, cap deform origin. There it is. Now, this looks like it's a distorted version of it. I'm just going to make my own version in the new scene because I'm not confident that that's in the correct place. And I think that I can easily just plop in my new version. So it's just an empty. And then I'm going to place it here at the base of the cap. And it's not important that it be precise as far as I know. So we're just going to put that there. And I do want it to think it is at its original. Wait. Control A. All transforms. Well, that's interesting. Control A. Because you want to apply them. Huh. Location. Why would that send it back to... That vexes me. Okay, whatever. I will just worry about it if it becomes a problem. Who knows? It's probably just superstition. All right. So let's rename this cap deform origin. And cap deform origin. Where is it? Okay. Oh, that must have gotten brought over accidentally. Okay. Cap deform origin is here. Great. All right, cap deform origin. There we go. Cap deform bend. So this is the lattice bend deformer. That works. This is the lattice stretch deformer. We're good with that. This is the cap lattice object. I believe that is correctly named. Yep, cap lattice. So all these little references in the code here, they're just giving me a handle. Like, oh, hey, cap object. I'm just naming a link or a way to work with cap object. I'm just giving it this nickname, cap_object, and I'm using the name of it in the scene. to gather it up and put it over here so that later on I can go, yo, cap object, be bigger. Cap object dot scale is now 10 or whatever. That's all this stuff is for. It's just a little work you got to do to nickname things, to put them into variables where you can manipulate them in your code. You could actually do it in this more stretched out, more cumbersome way, but it's more convenient and easier to understand if you cache them in these little spots here. Caching just means you save a copy of something or a reference to something in your variable here, and you use it later. All right. Let's see, cap shape keys, we have those, and that should, oh, do we though? No, we don't actually. Cap does not have shape keys yet. And let's see, the cap lattice shape keys, we do have those. Okay. All right. Now, we head back down to the code we were just inspecting for cap and gills. We noticed that, hey, it's still trying to do the mix with the cap shape. I don't know if this is a bad comment here because it says stem, but anyway. But it's still trying to work with those. We don't have those installed right now, so just comment that out. And it's not going to run that. We're not doing any of the material stuff yet either. So we just have what we need here, I believe. And now we'll just plop it in here and see how it busts out. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to the Procedural Art Lab. Man, I've been really slacking on the voices lately. Procedural Art Lab. There you go. Just drama. It's having some fun, though. Grinding through the process of making a scene like this work. Learning what I can along the way, sharing it as much as I can. So let's continue that. Okay, so we got this, what? Cap object shape keys. Yeah, we don't want to mess with those at any point. Any point in the scene right now. Okay. Let's generate. We still have this in the scene. When did we get that back? Okay, and there we go. Run. Okay. It's we got some work to do. I forgot some stuff, clearly. There we go. Okay. What did I not do? I did not link the did not link this to anything. To literally anything. So we want to do that. Let's hide this and hide this. And I think this is the mounting point for, yeah, that's the cap mount. So let's take the lattice that we're working with here and parent, make the cap mount its parent so it stays in touch with the rest of the pieces. And let's see, just thinking about this. I think we also see that's going to be driven by the triangle there, which is driven by the shape keys of the stem and the lattice of the stem, I believe. Is the stem lattice influencing that? Let's make sure. Yes, it is. Good. Okay. Now, there is also this. That's the mounting point that I made the crosshair for the base of the stem as well. There it is, cap to form origin. Now that should probably move with this as well. So let's make sure we're doing that. Parent object. This is very experimental stuff you're witnessing here. I hope you guys are possibly see through time. Okay, this thing is gigantic, by the way. So let's make this a little more manageable. Display as circle. Sure. I don't know. I'll experiment with some different items. Why not? Okay. Control and now. Let's see what's getting done. Okay, so this is now moving as it should. Is it getting manipulated at all? We have the bend. No, this is not. It's not doing a thing. So either that's not hooked up, or it just it's not hooked up. But we're getting there. Okay, cool. All right. So this is now moving around where it ought to. Let's bring Bring back the stuff that's missing, except for you can continue to hide. Okay. And now let's just make sure. Okay, so that's behaving as expected, more or less. Okay. And no, this is not. Oh, that's right, because the origin has not been set up. So let's reset. Man, I need some chat in here. You guys are killing me. I mean, it's not actually you guys' fault. It's the cosmic you guys. I just like it better when there's a group to interoculate with. Something like that. I'm not sure if that's quite the right term. I have to do my Japanese today too. Oh, I don't want to fall off that bandwagon. Okay. All right, Donks, you got this. I gotta stay on it. I gotta stay punchy. Okay, punchy? I'm not sure if I'm using that right. Okay. So that's hooked up there. These are not firing. Add wrinkles. That must have been a pipe dream from the distant past. All right, cap, deform, bend, angle. Why aren't these getting any values? Random choice, Z. Mix cap stretches. Deform axis. Okay. Manipulate material, assign, manipulate. Let's see if now that I have the, let's get this set up correctly. Cap, deform origin. Okay. Let's give this another whirl. Whoa. Oh, that's right. You got to tell it to do something other than just reset the scene. Schnoink, schnoink, schnoink. Okay, is this... I just want to see... Yeah, I want to see some values popping in down there. Okay, good. What the values are, how much they can range, that's another matter. But... Oh, wrong ones. Oh, okay. Now I got to make sure that I wasn't just fooling myself. No, these are still not getting set. Interesting. Okay.
Gotta relax.
Okay, so this is set here. This is set here. Okay, cap, stretch. Cap, deform, stretch, dot factor. Oh, this isn't getting fired at all. That's the issue. Cap and gills needs to get run. It's not getting run anywhere. One day this stuff will be tidier. There we go. Get rid of the seed. This out here. There we go. Its environment is disabled in this version. We're in. Oh no, we kicked an error out. Yeah, we're still erroring. Where is my error debugging window? Let's get the console. Doop, doop, doop. Out of range, line 346. Well. Wellity. 346. Reset scene. Well, that's interesting. Doesn't sound right at all. What's 346 over here? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's in random. Okay, got called from line 141 of my script. That's a little... It's like, I'm not going to go debug random. I mean, I probably should break the ice there some point, but at some point. Okay, so this is trying to pick a cap material. Deal with that fairly easily. Oh. It seems like the Blender scene did not like that. Might have just called bullshit on us. Gonna have to get back in there. Come on. Fortunately, well, we'll have to see what's still there. But I think most of the stuff we could have lost was block user.
Gotta relax.
Okay, let's see. Close the program. Yeah, let's just kill this. Cancel. And fire it up again.
I get a grin again and again.
I like it.
All right. Recover last session.
No, that's not my last session. Are you kidding me?
How dare you?
I like
Recover, autosave, ink caps. Alrighty, let's grab this stuff again. Looks like the stuff is I had in there is still there. And, okay, great. Actually, cool. Working right away. Now, do these Lattice is not exactly treating this ink cap perfectly, but it's installed. That's a start. Yeah, there are some cases we're going to have to rule out here. Let's do a little tuning, shall we? Let's probably be easier to tune over here. Oh, let's see. Reset, cap and gills. Oh, yeah, we don't currently have a way to do that. All right, well, there's a function for it for us to restore later on if we'd like to. Okay, cap and gills. Now then, this is just an issue of too much stretch factor. Let's just figure out what's like a reasonable maximum here. Maybe somewhere in the 0.3 to 0.4 range. Looks like it could work. This is pretty much just a guess and check affair at this stage. Okay, that's interesting, though, because this is set to 0.2 here as being a maximum. So where's that coming from? It might have something to do with how the lattice of the these shape keys also work. Holy cow. Okay. So this stuff is a little definitely needs some fine tuning. Let's do this. Let's reset, and I guess we'll have to get that reset function working after all. So let's go up here to that's too high. Where do we need to be?
human music.
Stem. No. Reset. This now it's going to tell us like, hey, you don't really have anything in some of these variables. So what you trying to do with that? Now let's see, reset. See, okay, so let's make sure we're running this as well. Oh, yeah. I need to unlock the function definition as well. That's weird. How did that happen? Anyway, the inner monologue proceeds on at a freight train like inertia. All right, so this is running caps and gills. This is running reset. Let's grab all this and run reset, which is happening right there. Okay, behaving as expected. This appears to mostly be where it belongs. This cap seems like it should be, this element seems like it should be a little lower here. Okay, that's still getting reset to that position, so that's what we want. Okay. And now I want to work with just the cap to see what kind of ranges make sense here. So we got this tall short setting here. Under this circumstance, it behaves, kind of sort of rationally. I mean, you could make the argument that we need to limit some of the range here. That's fine. But it seems that under, let's see, so this is the lattice shape keys. Now we also have the deforms. It seems like there are situations where the deforms can lead to way, way out of line results. Okay, so like if I set this up to 0.6, and this is the kind of work that is involved in developing these systems, or at least these systems that utilize the sort of interlocking parts as opposed to like machine learning systems that are a little squishier, I think, in some ways. Is you're figuring out what ranges work well with each other and how the parts can interrelate. Okay, so we've got this stretch factor on the taper along the z-axis. Now let's pop back over here and see. Try to get like an idea of, okay, if this is deformed in a particular way. We had a situation previously where the cap could expand to many times a sensible size. So that's obviously not going to work. Let's see, cap and gills. Is it modifying the size of the cap? Is it setting the scale of the cap stretch factor? Doesn't seem to be. Deform origin. So it's rotating the deform origin a little bit in some cases. I think it's just rotating around the z-axis. I think that's what this third item in the list is referring to. It's not scaling the cap. All right. The quest continues. What we could do is we could do this. Eliminate the other two factors. See what kind of madness we can end up with. Okay, this is interesting. We're not getting any variation at this point. Oh, no, because we're just resetting it. That's why. It's not interesting at all. Trivial, in fact. Well, that's interesting. I keep saying that, but look, I've presumably set the cap and gills to be the only element that's getting adjusted right now, but I see that there's something going on with the stem. So why is the stem getting set? What's varying the stem there? So cap and gills, cap object, cap lattice, key blocks. Well, this is a mystery for the ages, my friends, but it's not one we're going to solve today. But thank you for joining me for this little work session here as we unravel the mysteries of procedural generation in all of its sexy glory. So thank you for joining me, and let me know, give me some conversation here. If you're still watching at this point for whatever reason, leave a comment on the video, something for me to chat at you with. It gets lonely over here. So, until next time, this is Benny with Verbal Processing and Void Strummer. Cheers.